Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on SOFI just several days ago, to be exact on July 13th of this year, when the price of this asset was, as you can see right here, at $18.65 at pre-market at overnight trading session and at $18.78 at regular hours. And at this point, my main assumption was that right after this massive week to the upside and hard rejection, we have to see the retest of this line, this support line that I drew back in the days, and if it breaks, the next point of control should be around $17 mark, this previous swing low. And guys, take a look right here. I made my previous video when this asset was at this point, and since I made it, we had another attempt to break this previous swing highs, but it failed, and eventually it broke below this level of support. And take a look right here, it not only retested this bottom of $17, it retested the next level of support, this line that I drew by connecting these bottoms from mid of May 19th and May 21st, May 20th of this year, and these bottoms from the beginning of June. And as you can see, we had a breakout below this range, then bounced back and had several attempts to break it, and for now we are below this level. So to be honest, the price action is still very choppy, but all the levels that I drew back in the days are working perfectly well. And as you can see, technical analysis in general works extremely amazing if you know how to properly use it. And if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, this is the post that I wrote on January the 30th. It is a public post that you can find on my Patreon. It is pretty much all trade alerts that I made from December the 1st to January the 30th. These are the results of these alerts. You can see that all of the trades were in profit except this one on December 19th. RWV hit a stop loss order, and we've lost about 1.33% on this trade, but all other trades are in green. That is why you can use these trades in your personal trades as a part of your due diligence. So guys, you've seen many of my trade calls, all delivering strong returns in just hours. Now it's your turn to trade smarter. Join my safe haven Patreon tier, built for traders who want consistency, structure, and real results. You will get a detailed plan to protect your portfolio, monthly one-on-one Zoom sessions with me, and private Discord access with all trade alerts, lessons, and exclusive updates. And here is the best part. If you don't earn more than your subscription price within 30 days, you will receive a full refund, no question asked, as long as your trading account balance is at least $2,500 and you've taken all the recommended trades during the period. No excuses, no fine print. You profit or you don't pay. Join today and let's start building your edge in the market.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
So, and on today's video, guys, I will show you what news we might expect in the upcoming week as the major catalyst for SOFI, and how you can benefit out of this news. So, let's begin with the general sentiment related to SOFI stock, and to do so, just type in Google search bar SOFI stock and switch to new stock folder. You will find several recent news, and to be honest, guys, we have quite mixed news in general, because on the one hand, yes, the stock is in consistent downtrend from the beginning of this year, and it lost almost 50 or around 50% of its value. And that is why, guys, it could be a decent opportunity to long the stock in order to catch at least its bounce. But at the same time, guys, fundamentally, a lot of articles rely on the PEG ratio and price to earnings ratio, and it is not the lowest among other stocks. On top of that, take a look right here. This article was published on TradingView just a couple of days ago, and it's titled "SOFI Stock's Brutal Year Isn't Changing Muddy Waters' Mind. Why Short Seller is Doubling Down on its Bearish Bet." And guys, the main reason is the report that was made by Muddy Waters, and the main allegations allegation is that SOFI used Enron-esque off-balance sheet structures to mask debt and inflate revenue. And yes, I saw this report, and because of this report, the price of SOFI went lower, and it was published back in, I believe, several months ago. If I remember it correct, it was published on March 17th of this year. With this quite substantial sell-off, it immediately bounced back, but eventually it went lower and hit the lowest point of around $15. And yes, some people might think that board of directors of SOFI and Anthony Noto himself well, they are trying to hide some debts and they are trying to propel on paper, at least on paper, it's revenue. But guys, let me show you how you can disprove this theory. First of all, let me pay attention to the so-called smart money investors list, and this is the chart. This is the number of shares which belong to institutional investors. And as you can see, for now, SOFI has the highest level ever of these stocks which belong to institutional investors. On top of that, guys, the most recent activity are relatively bullish, which means a lot of institutional investors still think that SOFI is worth their attention to be in their investment portfolios, and they are enhancing, they are improving their long position on SOFI. On top of that, and in my opinion, it is the most important part of, well, so-called investigation. You know that we might have, and we might see multiple reasons why people from the board of directors, let's say insiders, are selling their stocks. It might be tax purposes, like you can see Anthony Noto sold some of his shares to cover his taxes, and he sold it automatically right after he received another part of his stock-based compensation. It is a technical movement and it doesn't mean that Anthony Noto is selling his shares. We might see some sales well, for different reasons, but the only reason why insiders and crucial insiders are buying this stock of their own company is that they bet on much higher prices in the near and medium term perspective. And guys, take a look right here. Anthony Noto just a month ago, in the middle of June, bought an additional amount of shares of SOFI stock. He spent almost $250,000 to buy an additional part of these stocks, and his total position for now is almost 12 million shares. Guys, if you multiply 12 million by roughly 15 or $16.5, the current price of SOFI, wait a second, yes, 16.5. In this case, his current position is almost $200 million. And guys, if you take a look retrospectively, he didn't sell any shares. In May, he bought again about $500,000 in value of SOFI stocks. Previously, he bought another $1.5 million in value of the stocks in March. Previously, wait a second, I will show you somewhere here. So he received stock-based compensation. Next one, another stock-based compensation was received, and he sold some of his shares to cover taxes. It is a technical sell-off, and he didn't sell any of his position. Basically, he never sold these shares. He just collecting more and more shares. That is why, guys, the upcoming event. Wait a second, I will show you right here. The upcoming event that will take place this Wednesday on July 29th is their earnings report. And depending on the results in this report and what is more importantly, depending on the guidance in this report, we might expect the next movement. What will be the movement? Nobody knows, but you can react, and you have to react, and you shouldn't predict any of movements of the market. So let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deeper right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, Despite the fact that I still think that SOFI in the long-term perspective is very bullish, and I still hold SOFI that I bought lower than $8 per share, I think that the upcoming earnings report might add more volatility to this price action, and that is why you shouldn't enter any position, long or short position, before the earnings report if you don't, if you don't believe in the long term in this company. So what should you do? In my opinion, just wait for the reaction after this report is published, and the very next day after this report you will be able to re-evaluate your opinion if you didn't pay enough attention to its fundamentals, and you will know in which direction this asset might go. In general, guys, if you take a look at the forecast from analytic firms, we have an average price target among 19 analysts that is set at roughly $20.5, which implies about 25% of upside potential. It is not the highest price target among these analysts, but if you take a look again at the so-called smart money investors list, you can see that no one of them are selling, and we have more and more shares which belong to institutional investors. That is why, guys, just wait for the reaction after the earnings report, and then I will do another update in order to make my personal opinion on this stock. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.